Every game has a limit for the amount of time it takes to be beaten, and speedrunners look to find that time and to push the game to its quickest possibility of completion. But what happens when a game gets there? When its human limit reaches its theoretical limit? These are some games that are theoretically impossible to be finished faster. Dragster is probably the most commonly known example of this. Your goal is simply to race across the screen and beat your opponent to the finish line. Using a task or a tool-assisted speedrun, we are able to complete the game in the fastest time possible, being 5 seconds and 57 milliseconds. However, Todd Rogers would claim to have been able to beat it in 5 seconds and 51 milliseconds, which is theoretically impossible. Back in 1986, this man was recognized as the first professional video game player, and was invited to be a part of the US national video game team. But in 2018, this record was removed from the Twin Galaxies website, and now anyone willing to put in the time is able to get their world record of 5 seconds and 57 milliseconds. A bit longer than Dragster, Home Alone for the NES has a world record of 19 minutes and 58 seconds, held by over 300 people. The goal in Home Alone is to avoid being caught by Harry and Marv for 20 minutes, which can be quite challenging. However, using a glitch, you can get your pursuers trapped and wait out the timer, earning yourself a world record. One of the shortest world records is the classic Minesweeper, at 1 second, and held by 41 runners as of right now. This can only be done on the beginner difficulty, and the strategy is very luck based. Click once or twice, and if you haven't won or lost yet, reset. This could take from 100 to 1,000 attempts, but in just 1 second, you'll have yourself a record. Faster than any of these games is the world record for Platoon glitch percent. Platoon is another NES game, based on a movie of the same name. You make your way through the jungle, fighting enemy snipers and soldiers, and after defeating the last enemy, you have beat the game. But none of this matters, as the tied world record of the glitch percent category is a millisecond long. How could this happen? Well, a user named Dweddit was able to analyze the issue as a hardware malfunction. When the 14th pin of the game cartridge is disconnected or unable to read, the game at launch will display the ending sequence. When NES Cardinality did this, it was most likely accidental, and may have been caused by dirt or dust in the cartridge. Nevertheless, this created a new category that could not be beaten any faster. Speaking of glitches, Zool, exclusively for the Sega Master System, has a 9 second 840 millisecond cap. It used to be 9 seconds and 88 milliseconds, until two runners, being Go-Go TBC and Fozon, broke the mold, shaving off the 40 milliseconds in order to achieve this time. In order to replicate this time, you must hold left as soon as the level starts and teeter on the ledge. By pressing up on a certain frame, the game falls apart and rolls the credits immediately. This occurs because the up button usually resets your animation, and on this specific spot, it just breaks the game. Do this fast enough and you can have yourself a world record. If you're up for the challenge, 5 runners have accomplished a time of 4 minutes and 20 seconds in Barney's hide-and-seek game for the Genesis. This game features you playing as the lovable purple dinosaur as you walk through multiple settings. In the first level, you immediately start walking left and don't stop. This continues with the next level, but in the third level, this changes, with you moving right and jumping on the turtles to skip most of the stage. Finally at the farm, you walk left, until you have to complete 2 jumps and get yourself a world record. Something I wanted to add was some level speedruns. Though a lot more common, there are a multitude of levels that have reached their theoretical limit. Levels in Punch-Out, like the fights against Von Kaiser and Glass Joe, and a couple more even, have met their match. Also, the levels in GoldenEye have many shared world records, because they cannot be pushed further than what's been achieved. The original Sonic continues this trend. 30 years of gameplay, some of the levels were bound to be solved. And there's probably more that I haven't mentioned, as there's a lot less that goes into cracking a level as compared to the whole game. Well, there you have it. Some games have just been pushed as far as they can go. And while some games are close, like the original Mario Bros, which is a frame rule away from total completion, they're just not there yet. For now, new users will continue the tradition as they try to push these games to their max. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and take care.